your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life because the Mets are really sucking the ball. Knocking those home runs over the wall. East side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the METS Mets of New York town. Oh, the butcher and the baker and the people on the streets, where do they go? To meet the Mets. Oh, they're hollering and they're cheering and they're jumping in their seats, where do they go? To meet the Mets. All the fans are true to the orange and blue, so hurry up and come on down, 'cause we got ourselves a ball, but the Mets of New York town. Give them a yell, give them a hand, and let them know you're rooting and you stand. Come on and meet the Mets, meet the Mets. Step right up and meet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life because the Mets are really sucking the ball. Knocking those home runs over the wall. East side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the METS Mets of New York. Meet the Mets, meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life because the Mets are really sucking the ball. Knocking those home runs over the wall. East side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the METS Mets of New York town. Oh, the butcher and the baker and the people on the streets, where do they go? To meet the Mets. Oh, they're hollering, they're cheering, and they're jumping in their seats, where do they go? To meet the Mets. All the fans are true to the orange and blue, so hurry up and come on down, 'cause we got ourselves a ball, but the Mets of New York town. Give them a yell, give them a hand, and let them know you're rooting and you stand. Come on and meet the Mets, meet the Mets. Step right up and meet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife.
In my wallet in front of my TV.
Because the Mets are really sucking the ball. Knocking those home runs over the wall. East side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the METS Mets of New York town. Of New York town.
Hey guys, welcome to another replay tutorial. This is part 3 of a game that's lasted, we're into the bottom half of the 13th inning. I'm having to print out another scorecard because I've run out of space for pitchers. This is a deciding game, game 5 of the 2015 first round of the playoffs between the Dodgers and the Mets. We're playing at Citi Field. We're using Replay Baseball, and I'm doing a tutorial. So I changed the configuration of the video in terms of I moved the because I felt that with the score sheet in the picture, I couldn't get the cards as close as I wanted to, because I really want guys to be able to read the results. I feel that's one of the most effective ways to kind of get it into your brain. I'm printing out another score sheet here. That's what I'm going to do, because I think it's going to be a little bit easier on my life to do that. There it is. So let's do this like that. And we're in the bottom half of the 13th inning. So I'm going to write 13 here, right? And let me get some tape. Oh, you know what? Wait a second. That's not going to solve my problem either. Because then I lose this part. Wait a second. You got to be a little creative sometimes. Hold on. All right, there it goes. Bottom of the 13th inning. And I got two animals in my car, in my office here. There we go. Oh wait, I'm not gonna be able to. That's not good because I won't be able to write on that. Wait a second. Let me see if I get this right on the edge and still have space to write there. I don't know how it's gonna be to write on that one. I screwed that up. All right. So pitchers for the visiting Dodgers. All right. And then the New York Mets. So it's going to be work to Kershaw now. See if Kershaw can give us 2 or 3 innings against Nice. And we're right about to get started. Let's get going here. Let's start rolling. The way replay baseball works is that you have you throw 3 6-sided die. Let me get rid of this guy. All right, come on, bud. Come on, bud. Let's go. All right. Okay. Don't want to be bothered anymore. Been bothered for a while. All right. So you roll 3 6-sided dice. You read the red one first, then the white one, and then which goes with the batter, then the blue one, and I'll put those on where it belongs. So you keep track of everything. It helps me. I haven't played this since July. So then we're going to have this chart here. It's broken up into 6 columns. And each column is going to represent results. It's going to give you offer your results. And that's where we're at. And I'm ready to roll here. All right, here goes Kershaw against Granderson. Bottom of the 13th inning. All right, so it's a red column. So it's going to be a 1 column result. 3, a 1. It's going to be a 32. Oh, a 2 rather. I'm sorry. And then a 1. So it's going to be a 4, and that's going to be a strikeout because we know in columns 1 and 2, 2 to 6 is a strikeout. So down goes Granderson on strikes. And up comes David Wright. All right, so it's going to be a 4, column 4 result. A 6 in column 4 is an 11. And then a 5 is going to be a shortstop. So an 11 and shortstop is a 4. That's a 15. So we're going to look in column 4 under a 15 with infield back. It's an error. So I'm going to roll 3 dice against the error rating, and I'll show you the error rating here. Let's see. The error rating for the shortstop, Jimmy Rollins, it's going to be a 56. So we're going to roll 3 dice. If it's more than 56, it's an error. It's a 41. We read the red and we read the white. So 41. So it's under the results. And then if it says it's under the result, then it's just a 6-3 put out. So that's 2 outs. And now it's going to be Daniel Murphy, left-handed batter. All right, it's going to be a 3 column 1, which is a 31. A third, let me see, double check. 31, and then a 5. Going to be a 1. It's a 31 plus 1 is a 32 on column 3. So a 32 on column 3 is going to be a line out to right field. Right there is Andre Ethier. He makes the catch. It's going to be L9, and that retires the side. So we go to the 14th inning now. 14th inning. And in the 14th, we're going to see, who are we going to see? Oh, hold on. All right. On the 14th inning, we're going to see the top of the order, which makes my life much, much easier. And this is going to be the 14th inning here. All right. And this is the 13th inning. This is the 14th inning. All right. So let's move this over. Let's get this out of our way. And it's Jonathan Neese pitching for the Mets at this point. And he's going to be facing the leadoff batter, Howie Kendrick. In the top of the 14th, the score is tied at 2 apiece. The Mets were up 2-0 in the top of the 7th when Carl Crawford connected with a 2-run home run to tie the game, and it's remained. The score has remained tied at 2 for the last 8 innings. All right, here's the pitch from Neese, a lefty, to Kendrick. It's going to be a 5 column. 5 column 6 is a 1, and then a 3 is a 4. No, it's a 2. So a 1 and a 2 is a 3 on column 5. And that's going to be a ground ball, second base. Murph up with it. Throws him out. Oh, wait a second. How did that happen? Oh, Jesus Christ. That's a mistake. Let's see if I can fix this. I can still have the opportunity to fix this mess. Oh, God, help me. Total mess. All right. There we go. All right. So that was Kendrick. Kendrick making the out. You know what? I'm going to create another. I'm going to print out another score sheet because this is a mess. What I try to do here. I have another way of doing this. All right, so I'm going to continue with the score sheet I'm on. I got a new pitcher here. New pitcher came in there. It's Neese. And new pitcher here was Kershaw. K63 and a line out. K63 and an L9. And now we're going to go to the, so that's the 14th, top of the 14th. All right. Let's roll here for Howie Kendrick. Just made an out, and that was a ground ball, second base. And that was to Murph, throws him out. Next batter is Rollins, Jimmy Rollins. That's a 1 column. 1 column 4 is a 35. A 35 and a 4 is a 39. So a 1 column 39. 1 column 39 is going to be a ground ball to first base. And that's the first baseman takes it himself. You got it? You good? Nice. You look great. They both look good. All right, 2 outs. And now it's Adrian Gonzalez. All right, column 5. Column 5 result is a 4. It's a 7. Oh, no, it's a 1. It's a 1, and then a 5, 3 is a 2. So that's going to be a 3. A 3 in column 5. 3 in column 5 is a ground ball, second base. Murph over to first, throws him out, and that retires the side. For the bottom half of the 14th. Bottom half of the 14th inning. So that's 3 up, 3 down for Jonathan Neese. And we're going to get Yoenis Cespedes. Yoenis Cespedes in the bottom half of the 14th inning, scores tied at 2. All right, and this is going to be a 1 column. 1 is a 20, and then a 4 is a 21. 21 in column 1 is going to be a line drive single plus a potential error. The blue dice says a 4 to center field, roll against the center fielders. So it's a single, and it's a 53. The center fielder is a 66. So he's not going to commit that error. So he runs it down while he picks it up on a hop. But the Mets here have a runner on first, which is a miracle. Next is Lucas Duda. All right, it's going to be a 4 result. And that's going to be a 3, which is an 11. And then a 1, which is a first base. First baseman is a 1 for the Dodgers. So that's going to be an 11. That's going to be a 12. 12 on column 4. 12 on column 4. Okay, hold on. It's going to be a possible error. Now, that's pretty high error. It's a 55. And we roll a 35, so there's no error. So that is going to be a ground out to the first baseman. It was a ground out to the first baseman for. Oh wait, we got a whole situation here. Just remember, we got to run around first base. So, all right, let's see. Infield halfway on this, and that was a 12. So a potential error, if not higher, it's a force out at second base. So it's going to be a 3. It's a ground ball to the first baseman, Gonzalez, throws over to second, and no throw back. So Duda's on, grounds into a fielder's choice. Next is Travis d'Arnaud. He's 3 for, let's see. All right. He is 3 for 5 on the day with a home run and a single. That's a 5 result on d'Arnaud. Column 5, and it's a 2, so it's a 32. A 32 and a 3 is going to be a 33. 33 on column 5. 33 on column 5 is a strikeout. So that's 2 outs. And it's Wilmer Flores. All right. This is going to be a column 1 result. And a 1's a 20. And then the 3 is going to be a 21. 21 column 1. That's going to be a single plus a potential error. Again, it's to the center fielder. And that's a 63. The center fielder is a 66. That's as high as you can get. So he doesn't make many errors out there. In center field is Hernandez. So that's going to be a single. Ball drops in, mishandled, roll against the error rating. All runners advance an extra base on his error. Runners advance one base. Okay. In this case, there's only a one base advance. So runners on first and second, 2 hits against Kershaw in this inning. One by Cespedes, then one by Flores, and it's Juan Lagares. All right, that's going to be a 5, column 5. A 3 is a 33. And then a 3 is a 1. So a 33 and a 1 is a 34. A 34 on column 5. 34 on column 5 is a strikeout. And that ends the inning. So Kershaw gets Lagares with a curveball. And Mets pick up 2 hits, leave 2, score none. And at the end of 14 innings, it's 2-2 the score. All right. It's going to be Turner leading it off against Nice. Turner against Nice in the top of the 15th inning. Give me a second. Gotta get the door. All right, sorry. Had to get the door. All right, let's see. Justin Turner. It's a 5-column result with a 1, which is a 5. A 5 and a 4 is going to be a 7. On the 5-column, I'm pretty sure that's a walk. You start learning these. A 7 is going to be a base on balls. So Turner manages a walk here, and he's on at first base. Next is Andre Ethier, who batted .294 in 400 at-bats with 14 home runs. It's a 2 result. A 6, which is a 55, and we're going to use the 2-column. That's right there, so we're going to re-roll that. It's going to be a 4, so it's going to be a 2 result. A 2 result and a 6 is a 5, so a 2 and a 5 is a 7. with a runner on first, column 2, 7, it's going to be a foul out to the second baseman. That's popped up to the right side. And foul ground, second baseman Murphy calls for it. F4, excuse me. One away. Back to first is Turner. And here is Carl Crawford. That's a 1 column. A 1 column 6 is a 45. And then a 1 column 1 is a 3. So a 45 and a 3 is a 48. 1 column 48 is a strikeout, or with infield halfway. It's going to be a double play, potential double play. Roll 1 die against the pitcher's defensive rating. If the die is higher, pitcher's defensive rating is a 2. So if the die is higher, score it as a double play. And that's going to be a 2. So let's see what it says. If not high, okay. If the die is higher, it's not higher, it's even. So if not higher, batter is safe. He beats the relay to first. So it's going to be a what did we say it was? It was a 45 and like a 48 or something like that. Comebacker, I guess the shortstop would be covering. All right. All right, so it's going to be a 1-6 fielder's choice for Crawford. He's on at first now. And it's Yasmani Grandal. That's a 6. That's a potential home run roll. A 36. And then a 2. It's going to be a 38. 38, column 6. 38, column 6 is going to be a strikeout. And Nice is out of the inning. They leave 1, score none at the end of 14 and a half. It's 2-2. Mets-Dodgers. Elimination game, game 5 of the 2015 playoffs. So for the Mets, it's going to be the pitcher leading it off. And Nice is batter card 3. So we're going to look for batter card 3. He's batting. I think I only have 1 player on the bench. So I don't have, let me see where I can find my batter card 3. There it is. Batter card 3. Done. All right. Kershaw to Nice. It's a 5 result. A 5-6, which is a 1. A 1, and then another 1 is a 2. A 2, and I think a K means any out. Yeah, K means any result with any out with runners on base scored as a strikeout. No, there's nobody on base, so I don't have to worry about that. So it's a 1 and it's a 2 total to be a ground ball to second base. Infield halfway, out at second, others advance. So nobody's on. It's 4-3. And that's Nice. So that's 1 away in the bottom of the 15th inning. And it's Curtis Granderson. All right, column 4. 3 is a 17. A 17 and a 2 is second base. Second baseman is a 2, so 17 and 2 is a 19. A 19 in column 4. 19 in column 4 is a ground ball to first. Grounder out at first, so it's a 4-3 grounder. 2 away. Back-to-back grounders to the second baseman, Howie Kendrick. And it's David Wright. That's a 3 result. 3 result, and it's a 4-57. 57, and then a 1 is a 58 total. 58 total in 3, column 3. 58 in column 3 is going to be a rare play roll. Roll 1 die. Even, use play result 53 to 57. Odd, go to rare playbook. Okay. So we're looking for an even result so that we don't have to. It's an odd result. So we're going to have to go to the rare playbook. And I have that down here. I'll show you how to do that. We go to the rare playbook. There is, let's see the situation. That's what I like about the rare playbook. It's a very, very detailed rare playbook. So it's just the rare playbook alone. I mean, that's one of the most impressive parts of this game. So there's nobody out. So we go to the rare plays with the bases empty. See that? We're going to go to the rare plays with the bases empty, and there's 2 outs. So I'm going to roll 1 die. Actually, I roll 2 dice in the atom. That's a 7. That's going to be here with looping drive to left field. Roll 1 die against the outfielder's defense rating. The outfielder's defense rating. Hold on a second. My dog just attacked me. All right, bud. Come on. Come on. All right. Looping drive to left field. Roll 1 die against the outfielder's defense rating. His defense rating is the left fielder is a 3. So we're going to roll 1 die against that. If not higher, outfielder makes a fine running catch. 4, of course. So if the die is higher, ball drops in for a hit, and batter gets as many bases as the roll exceeds the outfielder's rating. So I rolled his outfield rating is a 3. I rolled a 4, so that's going to be an extra. It would be a double. So it's going to be a double for David Wright. A 2-out double puts a runner in scoring position for the Mets. The Mets have a walk-off opportunity. So options: subtract 1 from the visitor's defense rating, add 1 for home player's defense rating. So let's use that option and let's make it a triple. Why not? That's right at home. Make it a triple. So now we have the winning run 90 feet away. So that's how intricate, if you can see this whole book, I mean, it's impressive. And that's 1 page of the book. And the rare plays are not always, fast, 102 mile an hour fastball hits a pigeon. Okay. Or the ball hits, or 2 players collide and both are injured. Those are your standard rare plays, but this gives you more realistic rare play. So that's going to be a triple for the official scorer. Makes it a triple, a hit, and 2 outs, runner on third. Excuse me, it's Daniel Murphy. Here's a pitch. It's going to be a 2. A 2-3 is a 16. A 16 and a 4 is going to be a 17. 17 on where is it? On column 2. 17 on strikes out with the bases empty or fly out with runners on base. Fly out deep center field, and the center fielder Hernandez is there, and that, my friend, retires aside. That's the end of the 15th inning. I am out of boxes on this score sheet. Out of boxes on this score sheet. So, wow. That's all I can tell you. All right. And we still have both 2 starting pitchers in there. And it's going to be Kike Hernandez. Then Kershaw is going to bat. Kershaw is a 1 batting card. All right. So I have another, let's see. So it's going to be Kike Hernandez. I'm going to write him in. And this is going to be the 16th inning. Dodgers, Mets. And it's the 16th inning, Top of the 16th, it's going to be Hernandez. And then Kershaw. And then the top of the order is going to go to Kendrick. Position 4, position 8, position 1. All right. Jonathan Nice pitching for the Mets, and it's Kershaw for the Dodgers. All right, it's going to be a four column 5, which is a 1, and then a 3. So it's the third baseman for the Mets is a 4, so that's going to be a 5 altogether. A 5 in column 4. 5 in column 4 is a ground ball to the third baseman, fires to first, and throws out Hernandez. 1 away. Next is Kershaw. Kershaw is a pitcher hitting card 1, and that's a 2. That's a 2 column. A 6 is a 5, and then a 2 is a 4. So that's going to be a 9 in column 2. A 9 in column 2 is a foul out to the shortstop. Oh, no, foul out to the shortstop. F6, that's 2 outs in the top of the 16th inning. These are all the pinch hitters throughout the game. And it's Howie Kendrick. Here's the pitch from Nice. That's basically a 4. So it's a 4 column on both. 19. A 19 and a 2. A 19 and a second baseman for the Mets. Second baseman for the Mets is Murphy. He's a 4, so that's going to be a 23. A 23 on column 4 is going to be a single off the infielder's glove. So it's a 1 hopper, and it deflects off of Murphy's glove, rolls away from him, and that's going to be a hit. Infield hit. And now it's Jimmy Rollins, shortstop. 2-2, top of the 16th. Column 4, again. I think there's something wrong with these dice. I'm going to have to change out the dice. A 1, and then column 4, a 5. That's a shortstop. So a 1 and the shortstop is Flores. He's a 3. So that's going to be a 4 altogether. A 4 in column 4 with the infield, not halfway. It's back with 2 outs. A ground to the short. And Flores throws to Duda, and that retires the side. I'm going to put that here. And then 6-3. Just bring this down like that. There we go. Okay, it's going to be Gonzalez. I believe Gonzalez is batting. Oh, yeah, then it's Turner. And then it's Ethier. Okay. So that retires the side in the top of the 16th inning. Let's see how many innings this game could go, right? Yoenis Cespedes in the bottom of the 16th. Now I'm going to pull out some dice. I'm going to pull out some new dice because this is ridiculous. There's something wrong with these dice. I'm going to pull a red one there. I'm going to still use the white one, and the blue one, I'm going to switch that out. There we go. All right, Kershaw against Cespedes. See what happens. That's a 5. All right, that's a potential walk. A 5. That's a 6 F. Don't know what that means. Oh, I know what that means. All right. I think I know what that means. F. We'll see if it says it. If not, we won't worry about it. And a 2. So that's going to be a 1. So a 6 and a 1 is a 7 in column 5. Let's see if it says something about that F. I'm wondering if it takes you to the column, to this action chart, because you see there's an F there. So to use action chart, F has caught stealing, stolen base error, caught stealing, stolen base error. So he may be a guy that was caught stealing a lot. I'm not exactly sure what that means. So it's going to be a 2 altogether. It's going to be a 6 and a 1. It's going to be a 7. Column 5 doesn't say anything about F here. Usually it says it here. Check column M. So if it's an M, let's see if any of these batters have like an M. On there, column 5. He has an F. I've never seen that. Oh, this guy has a K. This guy has a D. So I guess go to those columns, right? That makes sense. The only place they have those columns, those letters, is on the action chart. All right, so let's see what happens if we roll on the action chart for F. So basically it says use the action chart, roll a red and a white. So it's a 6. A 6 under F is a plus sign. The plus sign, if you read down here, let me see, 6, you see I'm looking, so we rolled a 6, it's a plus sign, yellow plus sign. Let's see what that means. And it tells you stolen base or caught stealing. If blue die is higher than catcher's defensive rating, it is a stolen base. It's a 4. The catcher's defensive rating is, I don't have it written down. Okay. Catcher's defensive rating, Rondell, at first base. There it is a 3. And we rolled a 4, so that's going to be a stolen base. Hallelujah. Holy smokes. So we have a walk, and then Cespedes steals second. So it's a walk and a stolen base, and that puts the winning run at second with nobody out. We have Duda coming up, we have d'Arnaud coming up, and then we have Flores. Okay, this is nuts. So Cespedes walks and then steals second, and it's Lucas Duda against Clayton Kershaw. All right, that's going to be a 4 result. A 3 is an 11. An 11 and a 3 is a third base. Third baseman is a 3, so that's going to be a 14. And that is going to be in column 4. That's going to be some sort of error check. 14, and that's going to be with the infield halfway. 14 is possible error. Roll against the fielder's error rating. And Turner's error rating is pretty low, so he made a lot of errors. It's 35. So we may be able to roll higher than a 35, and we do. So that's good news for the game. So it's a 46. So roll against the error rating. If the roll is not higher, it's a force out. If the roll is higher, the batter is safe on an error. Runners advance 1 base. Holy smokes. E5, first and third. Dude is on at first. Cespedes is on at third. The infield is going to be in now. So the infield is going to be in for Travis d'Arnaud. And that's going to be a 2 result. A 6 is a 1. A 6 is a, column 2. Going to re-roll. Wait a second, that's wrong. Doesn't matter because they're both 6s. But anyway, 6 is a 60. And then a 6 is a 1, so it's a 61, but we're going to re-roll that on the column 2 City Field chart. And it's a 1, so it's a 1. So 1 and a 1 is a strikeout. Big strikeout for Kershaw. Blows his fastball by d'Arnaud. And then it's Wilmer Flores. Infield is still in. First and third, only one out. Big opportunity for the Mets here. Foul ball. Fouls it straight back into the stands. So we're in the bottom half of the 16th inning. The score is 2-2. This is elimination game 5 of the 2015 playoffs between the Dodgers and the Mets. Here's the pitch from Kershaw to Flores. It's a 5 result. 5 column, a 1, which is a 1, and a 2, which is, in other words, a 1 and a 1 is a 2 on column 5 with the infield in. What is that going to mean? I have no idea. It's a ground ball to second base. Infield in, out at first as lead runner holds. All right. So it's a ground ball to second base. Everybody, and everybody advances. Throws out. The batter is thrown out, right? Infield in, out at first, runner holds. With bases loaded, okay. Out at first as lead runner. So we're going to go and get the runner at first. So over to second goes Duda. So it's second and third now. And the batter is going to be Juan Lagares. Juan Lagares with second and third. Oh, boy. Guess what we're going to do now? We're going to intentionally walk Lagares to load the bases. And guess who's up? Jonathan Nice. So this is a huge dilemma because I still have a pinch hitter. I have a pinch hitter. And who do I have to pinch hit? I have Michael Kadire, I think. Let me see. Did I pinch hit with Kadire? No, I didn't. So Michael Kadire, I pinch hit with Johnson. I pinch hit with Fordo. I only pinch hit twice. Okay, so I'm going to bring in Michael Kadire to pinch hit. So Kadire for Nice in bottom of the 16th. All right, here goes. Pitch from Kershaw to Kadire. That's a 3. You roll the 2, which is a 2, and then a 5 is a 1. So total is a 3 in column 3. And that is going to be a driller to the catcher out in front of the plate. And catcher Grandal jumps on it, fires to first, and actually he steps on the plate, and it's a force out. So it's a force out 2. So this was Nice. And it's going to be a pinch hitter, Kadire. And it's a force out 2. And the inning is over. Holy smokes. Not even the dice. Changing the dice helped. Wow. This is hard to believe. So we're going to have to change the dice again. And now we're stuck having to look for another pitcher. This is going to be a tough one. Okay. Gonzalez is up. And we're going to get a new pitcher for the Mets. Get a new pitcher for the Mets. And I'm going to use a guy named Tyler Clippard. So Tyler Clippard is coming in. Nice went 1. He went 1, 2, 3, 3 and 2/3. Nice gave up No hits, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. No hits, 2 strikeouts, a walk, no runs, no earned runs, none. Okay. And now it's going to be Tyler Clippard. Tyler Clippard had a 2.94 ERA in 69 games in relief. He will be pitching against Gonzalez in the top of the 17th inning. Come on, guys. Hey, how you doing, guys? Tony, yes, Bob. Bob's talking to me. I'm sorry, Bob. I was just so focused on the game, man. Let's see. You're asking me a question. Let me see if I could track the question. Hold on a second. All right. Good morning, guys. Red Al is there. All right. Al, Tony, stop talking to yourself. Look at the chat. You have guests. All right. This is nuts, man. This is nuts. Okay. So we're in the top of the 17th inning. It's Adrian Gonzalez. We're back in 2015, Game 5 of the playoffs between the Mets and the Dodgers, and it's Tyler Clippard. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a 6 column, which that's good news. Potential 16, and then a 6 on Clippard is a 16, and a 4 is going to be a 20 in column 6. 20 in column 6 is a deep fly to right, and right there is Granderson. F9, 1 away. That's like the first time I've seen a column 6 in a long time. Foul ball, and this is Justin Turner, another column 6. Ever since I changed the dice, and this is going to be a Citi Field roll, so we're going to have to re-roll that on the Citi Field card, and that's going to be a 6. So right-handed batter, he is a right-handed batter, so that's going to be a 7, right? A 7, and then the 2 on column 6 is going to be a 1. So a 7 and a 1 is going to be an 8 on column 6. And what is that? That's a single to left. A single to left. So a 1-out single for Turner. He's on at first. And next is Andre Ethier. 1 out, 1 on. The pitch from Tyler Clippard. And that's 3. That's a column 3. 4 is a 57. A 57. And the 3 is a 1. 57 and a 1 is a 58. 58, column 3. All right, 58, column 3 is a rare play. So let's see what happens if we roll here. That's a 3. So roll 1 die. Even, used play result 53 to 57. Odd, go to rare playbook. Holy smokes. Rare playbook with 1 out and 1 on. All right, but this I get to show you the amazing rare playbook. I mean, it's pretty amazing. It's real thick, man. Runner on first, rare play. Runner on first. We're going to roll 2 dice. There's 1 out. That's a 6. You add them up. A 6. 1, 2, and 3, wild pitch. Runner takes second on a wild pitch. Big turn. Drawing a throw from the catcher. Roll 1 die against the catcher's defense rating. Darno's defense rating is a 3. Right? So if the die is not higher, runner is caught off base. 2 to 4. If the die is higher, the catcher's throw sails into center field and runner takes third on an error. If runner is a speedy runner and is higher than the center fielder's arm, he scores. Holy smokes. There's a lot going on here. So I'm telling you, I think Replay has one of the best rare playbooks in the business. I'll be honest with you. All right, so let's see what's going on here. So there's going to be a wild pitch. Right, that's automatic. Wild pitch. Off to second goes Turner. He's not at second. Then he draws a throw from the catcher. catcher's defense rating. So if the roll, if not higher than the catcher's defense rating, which is a 3, so we got to roll 1, it's a 5. So it is higher. So if the die is higher, catcher's throw sails into center field and runner takes third on an error. So it's E2, and he's at third base now with 1 out. Now, if runner's speed is higher than center fielder's arm is a 4. And let's see the speed on Turner. Turner's speed is a 3, so it's not higher. So he's going to stay at third. So 1 out, runner on third. Andre Ethier, Mets infield is in, pitch from Tyler Clippard. That's going to be a 5 result. A 5-5 is a 7, and then a 3 is a 5. That's going to be a 12 on column 5. 7 and a 5 is a 12. Column 5, a 12 on column 5 is a hit by pitch. Oh, no, he's plunked. Runners on first and third, so hit by pitch on at first. And who's up next? I don't even know. Carl Crawford. Oh, my God. Infield is in for the Mets. Here goes. Pitch from Tyler Clippard to Carl Crawford with runners on first and third and the infield in. A 3 result. A 1 is a 4. And then a 5 is a 1. So 4 and 1 is 5 on column 3. With the infield in. It's a dribbler to the catcher. So batter out at other runners. Okay, batter out at first. Lead runner tolls unless forced. Runners advance if less than 2 outs. The lead runner is forced. Out lead base batter is safe at fielder's choice. Other runners advance. Hold on a second. This is a crazy result because. All right. Batter out at first, lead runner holds. End of story. That's all I have to know. It's 2-3. Over to second goes Ethier. And now, with 2 outs and runners on second and third, is Yasmani Grandal, the catcher. And here's the pitch from Tyler Clippard with second and third and 2 outs. That's a 3 column. 3 column. 3 column 6 is a 62. A 62 and a 4 is a 1. So that's going to be a 63 altogether in column 3. A 63 in column 3 is a line drive base hit single. The Dodgers are up 1-0. And that may score 2. Let's double check that. Runners advance 2 bases, and around to score is Andre Ethier. So it's going to be a 4-2 Dodger lead. And the hometown crowd here at 7 a.m. is not happy about it. And you can hear the boos. You can hear the boos for Tyler Clippard. It's going to be Hernandez now. That's going to be a 4, column 4, a 5. It's going to be a 1. A 1 and a 5 is going to take us to the fly ball column. It's going to be a 36, and a 3 is a 39. Everything changes because it says column 6. So you move everything to column 6. So it's going to be a 36 and a 3. In column 6 is 36 and 3 is 39, and that is strike 3. And that retires the side, but not before. The Dodgers pick up 2 big runs on the crucial base hit single with 2 outs by Yasmani Grandal. And this could be it. This could be it, my friends. The only thing that could happen here now is that I'm not happy. So no, I don't want to see anybody out there celebrating. Celebrate in the privacy of your own existence. All right. So This is very heartbreaking for me. Leading it off is going to be Curtis Granderson. The question is, no. Not going to be Curtis Granderson at all. Wait a second. It's going to be Granderson. All right. It's going to be Yoenis Cespedes against Clayton Kershaw. Now, can the Mets pick up 3 runs? That's my question right now. Can the Mets? Oh, wait a second. It is Curtis Granderson. I'm sorry. It is Curtis Granderson. It's the top of the order for the Mets. All right. Here goes. Pitch from Kershaw. So that's going to be column 1. Column 1, 6 is a 45. 45. And then a 1. It's a 1. So 45 and 1 is 46 on column 1. 46 column 1 is going to be a strikeout. Big curveball. Drops off the table. And it's David Wright. One out. Bottom of the 17th inning. 4-2 Dodgers. So 1 column. A 3 is a 10. And a 2 is a 1. A 10 and a 1 on column 1. It's going to be an 11. Column 1, 11 is a single up the middle. Base hit single for Wright. So the go-ahead, the winning run is on deck. Tying run is at the plate in Daniel Murphy. Murph, one of my favorite players, Met players of all time. All right, 2. Column 2. 2 is an 11, and a 2 is a 1. That's a 12. A 12 in column 2 is going to be a single to left, base hit, single to left. Stopping at second base is going to be Wright. So runners on first and second now with only 1 out. And it's Yoenis Cespedes. The winning run is at the plate in Yoenis Cespedes. Oh, yeah. I hope you guys celebrating out there didn't celebrate too soon. I'm just hoping. All right. Let's see what happens. Clayton Kershaw facing Yoenis Cespedes. In the bottom of the 17th inning, the Dodgers are up 4-2. All right, it's going to be a 4 result, 4 column. A 5 is a 6F, and a 5 is going to be a shortstop. Shortstop result. Shortstop is a 4. A 4 and a 6 is a 10. A 10 in column 4. 10 in column 4 with the infield back, right? Infield is back. Runner, okay, runner out at first. Runners advance 1 base. So it's going to be a 6-3. Ball in the hole. No chance to go to second. Throws across the diamond and gets Cespedes. Second and third. Tying run is on at second base for Lucas Duda. Mets are down to their final out with the tying run at second base. The score is 4-2, bottom of the 17th. That's going to be a 1 result, 1 column result, not where we want to be. A 6 is a 45, and a 2 is a 1. So it's going to be a 46. A 46 in column 1. 46 in column 1 is a comebacker to the pitcher. Infield halfway. No, that's only if the infield is halfway. Strike 3, game over. Mets lose it. Exciting finish for the Mets. There was potential there. Final score after 17 innings is Dodgers 4 and Mets 2. And this forces me to replay the whole series again because I do not like the outcome. So I'm going to go over the tapes. I'm going to find something wrong with the game. And I'm going to force these 2 teams to come back together to replay this game because this is unacceptable. Totally an unacceptable result. And I better not catch any one of you guys, celebrating, rubbing it in, because there will be hell to pay. So again, Mets lose it after 17 innings by a score of 4-2. Now, Game 5 was actually a game, and I screwed up on this game to begin with because I didn't have the right pitchers. I didn't really care that much. This was a game. This was a series I started in July. Yeah, I was on vacation in July, and every night or every morning before I did something, before I went to a Met game or whatever, it was in New York, and then I would play it, roll a game, and I played it, and then I stopped, and I came back, and I got back into my Mets replay with payoff pitch, and I forgot about it. And I just pulled it out now, 6 months later, so I had to warm up to the game again. So I decided, since I'm going to play it nice and slow, I might as well play it nice and slow for everybody and teach people a little bit about replay baseball. And why not try a new game? And I did a write up about why you should try new things and why you should try new games. And it has to be about, it has a lot to do with the brain, right? And re-energizing the brain. And it's science. It's science. It's that any little change. You know, when we go from using an app, I know, like if you do PC Action Baseball, like Al, Red Sox fan, does, when you go from that to rolling on the table, that is a change, and every change has an effect on neurons. Okay, and this is all science. So when you go from using a pencil on your scorecard to using a pen, or to changing your scorecard from a payoff pitch scorecard to a replay scorecard to your favorite scorecard, whatever it is, that's another change that also influences your brain and just sparks, again, like I said, uh, uh, Bill's dendrites. Okay, those are connectors and so on. And anyway, it keeps you sharp, and this is proven. So anyway, the game 5, we're going to replay game 5 because this is outrageous. This result is not tolerable, and we will be replaying game 5 until we get the result we want in our alternative universe of tabletop baseball. I'm the commissioner of this league, and I say that's how we roll here. Replay Delphi. No, we want to go to Mets, Dodgers, 2015 playoffs. Yes, NLDS. Okay, this was game 5, and I'll tell you in a second what happened in game 5. The pitchers that should have been pitching in this game, which didn't start off as pitching, right? The Mets pitchers should have been DeGrom against Zach Greinke. You see, and in this game, I had Harvey against Anderson because I thought it's a long story. But anyway, I had the wrong pitchers. So I got to play with the right pitchers, and I know that the Mets will win with DeGrom on the mound. There's no doubt that the Mets will come out ahead, and the world will be a perfect place once again. Okay, right now the universe is teetering on self destruction based on the results of the 17 inning game where the Dodgers come out ahead. This is totally outrageous, and I don't know who to blame at this point. I'm willing to blame myself. I'm willing to blame the dice. I'm willing to blame the designer of replay baseball, or maybe the people who have been bouncing around back and forth in and out of my broadcast, because this is an unacceptable result to this game. I believe that the Mets should have won. I believe that I made a lot of misplays, mismanagement. There was a lot of mismanagement involved in this. And that's it. Final score: Dodgers 4, Mets 2. I will kind of regroup. I will kind of take a step back for a second, take a deep breath, and organize my thoughts. Rewrite a nice scorecard, and I will do another tutorial on replay baseball. And I wanted to bring the camera closer this time because I felt that you needed to see the numbers, and then I wanted to show you how you use the chart. And I think I was effective. Hopefully, I've represented the game fairly. There's some like raised numbers that I did not go into, and some stars. I believe that I'm not sure what the stars represent. I wasn't really worried about that this time around. Once I get really fluid with the game, real comfortable with the game, then those other things will be second nature to me. I'll be like, oh, I know what that symbol means, or I know what this other symbol means. And that's the nice thing about about the replay baseball. You can just play it basic, right? And there's that interaction between the pitcher, the ballpark, and the pitcher, the ballpark, and the batter constantly back and forth, and they're interconnected. And then, of course, the fielders come into play as well. I mean, it's a good system. And I'll tell you one thing: it's been around a long time. And what does that mean? Generally speaking, it means that you can get the kinks out. You get a lot of feedback. You get a lot of guys playing it. You get a lot of guys talking about it. You get a lot of data, and you can make it a great game. But that's not always the case. There's games out there that have been identical for the last 50 years, the last 60 years. They've never changed. Okay? And that, to me, says a lot, says something. It says something, and it says why I don't really like to play it anymore, because it's kind of been frozen in time. And you can say, well, it's so perfect that it doesn't have to be changed. I don't know that it's perfect. So I'm not going to name names. I don't want to name names, because just because I tell you the truth about a game doesn't mean I love it. It's not close to my heart. So it's very close to my heart. I'm not going to name names, but for the last 60, 70 years, it hasn't really changed very much. All right. I mean, truthfully, and in the way that it should have changed over time. All right. So anyway, I know this has been around a long time, and based on all the little additional symbols and so forth, this has been greatly influenced by playtesting. So this game is going to give you some interesting results. And so far, it's a very eclectic representation of the results that you would probably get in a baseball game. Okay, I've noticed that pretty much. Now, it may not have enough splits. A lot of guys are really crazy about splits. Okay, I'm not a guy who's totally sold on splits all the time. That, in other words, I don't believe that splits affect every out. Because if a split affected every out, then a lefty would never get a hit against a lefty, or a righty would never get a hit against a righty. So it doesn't affect every out. And then, of course, a lefty would always get hits against a righty, and a righty would always get hits against a lefty. And that's not the way the game is. You see, so now, once in a while, the righty lefty thing, the platoon, the splits, the same side will have an effect. You bring in that lefty to get that lefty batter out, and he gets him out. Now, does that mean that it was because a lefty was throwing that pitch, or does it mean just because maybe it was a good pitch? Maybe the batter didn't see it well. I mean, maybe the batter's not good at hitting that pitch, and that pitcher happens to throw that pitch very well. It doesn't always have to do with the fact that he's lefty. So you don't need lefty splits on every single time a lefty faces a lefty. It doesn't always come into play. Sometimes the pitcher, it has a 220 batting average when he pitches against lefties, and a 240 batting average when he pitches against righties against them. So he sucks against both. He's good against both righties and lefties. Got a 220 and a 240. That's not bad. It breaks down to a 230 batting average against, which is okay for a pitcher. Pretty good for a pitcher. You see what I'm saying? But the difference is not so huge. So why do I always have to be using lefty splits? It's okay if I do. There's nothing wrong with it. So if a game does that, it's still okay. But it doesn't nullify the value of the tabletop game, because lefty righty splits aren't always 100% in every row, because they're not always influential in every row. That's what I'm trying to say. So, guys can get hits against lefties. Guys can get hits against righties. Some guys really struggle against, like some left-handed guys struggle horribly against lefty pitchers. Well, guess what? You got that represented here, right? You got splits once in a while, right there, 11-16. Okay. Splits, 10-59, 11-16. So 8-59, you got splits. So some guys, where it really stands out, 59-9, he's better against lefties, or worse, I'm not sure. But anyway, you see that? So there are splits here, but it doesn't come into play every single at bat, every single hit, every single out. And that's my rant for the afternoon. I will be back later with more fun stuff, and I will be check the forums, check the Facebook forum, sports board games. I do. I'm writing like short little, I guess, articles with a video and opinion pieces and that sort of thing. I put that on there, and I'm also on Delphi Tabletop, right? And I'm going to be creating see cards and dice, right? A CP cards and dice, so you guys can know it's me out there because I have a couple of pseudonames, AKAs, and so on. And that's it, guys. Bob B says all games that don't have LRs are the worst. And gamers with 50-50 game engines are the worst. You guys, Bob is hilarious. Play the game you like. I always say that's it, Al. Just play the game you like. It's fun. It's fine. Or play a few that you like. That's the thing. You don't have to play one game and just pick one game and say this is the only game in the history of mankind. Why limit yourself? That's my argument. And there's guys that don't agree, and that's fine. I respect that. Right, Al? I respect that. There's no problem. If you just want to play one game and that's the only game, but I'm telling you, there's a lot of great games out there, and you may be missing something. You may be missing additional enjoyment because you've limited yourself to one game that you've memorized and you know every aspect of. And of course, that's the comfort zone. That's where people like to be in their comfort zone. They like to be comfortable. They don't like to step out of their comfort zone and have to learn new things and not know, and then and they're not trusting. They don't trust the other system. They're like, this system is not so good. From the fizz. Okay, Bob. Thanks for your opinion, man. You have a strong opinion, and I respect that. Okay, and I'm not gonna, I don't feel the same way you do about it, but I respect that you do, and I understand. I understand your perspective, and I bet you if you wanted to make an argument against it, that would be, valid. Uh, um, it, it- but I don't take it that seriously. In other words, to me, it's another game, and I play it, and I have videos on it, and I enjoy it, and I've done, I think, some tutorials on it as well. And there's a certain quality to it. There's a language quality to it that I enjoy. It's not numbers, it's not stats, it's not digits. It's language. It's the language of baseball, and that's what I like about it. Okay, but that doesn't mean that but, tough. Bob does not hold back. Okay, he tell us how you feel, Bob. Tell us how you feel. Get it up. Get it out. Get out of your system. Let it out, and then you'll feel better. Take a deep breath. Take an Alka-Seltzer sometimes. That works. But I was talking about, and that's it. So go to the Delphi tabletop. That's a great site, and you can talk about any game there. So they don't limit you, and they're not prone to censorship. Okay, they're pretty open minded. So that's I mostly I'm deciding to frequent now the sites where you can talk about multiple games, not just one game and be locked into having to talk about only one game, and you can't say anything that may be interpreted as derogatory about that game because you're immediately censored. Uh, um, if you do that, and even though you may say, I wish this game had this dimension to it, and it's if you don't have anything good to say, you can't say anything at all. Well, sometimes when you don't have something good to say, that brings out good things. And towing the party line, or basically supporting the status quo is not my cup of tea. It's not how I roll. You can still be intelligent and respectful, and believe the game is a good game and it's a fun game and get enjoyment from the game, but you don't have to always, bow down and kneel before the temple of that game design as being the only solution or the only way to play it in the history of mankind. I just don't believe that. And again, if you go read my article or my short article, I guess it is a few paragraphs, whatever you want to call it, in sports board games, you can go there under Tony Porter and you can see, you can read that, and I give you arguments as to why people should try different games. Once in a while, hey, spread the wealth, get other game designers pumped up, because when game designers get rewarded for their dedication to a hobby that we all love, guess what happens? They get pumped up and they say, wow, let me do more of this. Let me put more of my heart, more of my soul into the design of this game. Let me produce more seasons. Let me hear what the customers, what the hobby base has to say about my game, and see if I can improve it. If nobody talks about making improvements, if you just take it for granted that whatever the company does, well, that's sacred, that's the last word. You don't have a right to speak out and to request something. That's a problem. And I think that's a huge problem, because now you are frozen in time and you're at you're beholden to the whims of a company that's driven ultimately by profit motive, and sometimes antiquated, business philosophies that are anachronistic. They're from another time and place. So yeah. So anyway, and right now I'm researching Inside Pitch, and I'm going to do. I want to really make good videos, super good videos. I don't know how the production value is not going to be. It's not going to be what other production values are. Uh, but what I want it to be, I want it to be real, and I want it to be helpful. So guys, down the line, 6 months, a year, say, you know what, I'm in the mood to try something different. I'm kind of in a rut with what I have. And I've heard some good things about Replay or Inside Pitch or Payoff Pitch or the new Status Pro or Appa or Stratomatic, and let me try something different. So what I want to do is I want to focus on some of the games that are not the most popular games, and try to see if I can create a fun experience by playing these games and showing people to where they can sit back, they can watch the game as I'm playing, they're playing in their mind. So when they get by the cards, they already know the game. I'm doing that. There's a Strat Delaware has some good videos on Inside Pitch. Then there's another guy, I can't remember his name. He's got 2 videos, but his camera is really super shaky and it's hard to follow. And then in the second part, he starts playing really fast and you miss some things. So I wanted to play slow, and I wanted to show the numbers. That's why I've been putting out, the dice on the column. So I'm making it very clear that, hey, this is a column based game. Column 1, the red, then the white goes on the whatever 2 would be a 1 result, and then a 5 would be another 1 result, and 2 to 6 on column 1 is always a strikeout. So I don't have to pull the chart for that. So I've been wanting to do that so guys get it. And I can, because guys are not going to feel comfortable with having to jump around and adding numbers and then looking on a chart. And then sometimes you have to roll again. Now you can have a new number. So you really have to focus on what you're doing 110%. That's why Bob was like, hey, you're ignoring people who are here. And I was like, I'm not ignoring. I'm just trying to, a game I haven't played since July. And I just wanted to remember how to play it. So the next time I play this game 5, it's going to be much more, it's going to be a smoother experience for me. And it's not going to be so bumpy. When I start off, I'm real bumpy and I'm real trying to figure everything out, which is good. I think that's a good way, because I'm really modeling what it's going to look like, what the learning process looks like for guys, like average guys. I mean, regular guys that are just not used to always doing this. Like for some of you guys, I know picking up a new game is like nothing. Like ID Jester is, he's on a different level because that's his. I think he's just a professional game player. I mean, the guy picks up rules. He knows like 20 different tabletop baseball games. But not only that, man, he's got an eclectic mix of hobbies and in all kinds of video games too. He's got tons of followers because he does a lot of video games, and that's a whole different world. So he's just really good at picking up rules in a second. I'm not that good. I'm getting better because the more I learn rules, the more I see how this works, and I see see the intention. A lot of times, the intention behind the rule book and behind the cards is what you got to grasp. If you can grasp what they're trying to do, then you can start thinking that way, and you can kind of follow along, right? So that's about it, man. Let's see what guys wrote. Love your videos, Tony. Al Red Sox fan, you are amazing. Al Red Sox fan, one of the best tabletop PC game announcers in the business. He is genius. All right. We need to buy Dice Baseball from George and create new seasons. It's such a waste. I don't know anything about Dice Baseball. You see that? And I'm honest with that. And the other day, Ben told me about Inside. You got to try Inside Pitch. He told me, try it. You'll see. It's really good. I like it. I play it. And I go, you know what? All right, I'm going to try it. And I started, I already have my cards set up. Inside Pitch. Okay, I started cutting them, rounding the edges. All right, Troy Percival. This is for $7. You get the 2018 World Series. I really like this team because Joe Madden is my favorite manager. I kind of base a lot of my ideas on Joe's ideas, and so I love this team. I love the youth of this team. The fact that they played lots of positions, So anyway, I have that set up, and I'm learning and I'm watching the videos again and again and again because when I play it, I want to be able to feel a little bit comfortable playing it. And that's why I started playing replay baseball because replay also has the interaction between the pitcher and the batter. So I wanted to just get into the idea, into the mood of reading both. So I don't know anything about Dice Baseball, so I'm willing to find out more about it. I mean, email me, text me, contact me, let me know more about Dice Baseball. I can't do anything right now because I'm going to be doing replay, and then I'm going to be playing Inside Pitch, and then I still got my Strat 2015 that I'm playing as well. I played it on my channel. All right, called Dice Baseball. Found out about it from your videos. That's interesting. Al Red Sox fan has a video on Dice Baseball, so I'm going to search it. I'll find out more about it. But again, like I said, right now I'm researching. Strat Delaware has some really good stuff on Inside Pitch. It's like a 6-part thing that he does. And nobody else really does anything on Inside Pitch in terms of tutorials. So I want to do a couple tutorials on that eventually. Dice Baseball is really good. Inside Pitch is fun too. Okay, we need to talk about it. So Bob, let's talk about it, brother. So send me an email and then I'll send you my number. I think I have your number, right, Bob? I think we've talked about this before, about something else. I don't know what we talked about, but anyway, yeah. So I think I have you on my phone. Actually, I think you're on. I have your name there. So yeah, that's it. Okay, so you're okay. All right, yeah, cool. We'll talk about it. Let me know about it. Give me a call a little while and we'll chat about it. And that's it, guys. I'm going to say goodbye for now. I hope you enjoyed the final results playthrough of the replay baseball tutorial using the Dodgers and the Mets. And in a 4-2 17-inning game marathon, 17 innings, the Dodgers win it by a score of 4-2. It was a 2-run single by Yasmani Grandal with 2 outs in the top of the 17th against Tyler Clippard. And Grandal is the MVP of the game. And that's all she wrote. Clayton Kershaw got the victory. He pitched, how many innings did he pitch? Let's see if I can track down when he came in. He pitched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 innings. Kershaw pitched 5 innings to win the ball game. All right, guys. This is CP Cards and Dice. I'm going to take a little break. Take care. Be good. Talk to you soon.